Hello everyone. Today we're going to go ahead and discuss, while solving during the beginner's method, some shortcuts that you can use. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and mix up the cube. Alright, once we're nice and mixed up, what we're going to do is, instead of doing the flower, we're still going to stick to doing the white cross, but what we're going to do is we're actually just going to go ahead and focus on the color order of what color order it goes when it comes to the white edges. So if you just look at the centers, that will already tell you your order when you have white on bottom. So we got red, then green goes after red, orange goes after green, blue goes after orange. So what we're going to do in this case is we'll go ahead and move the first one to the bottom here. So we got red. Okay, and we know blue goes before red. So we'll go ahead and turn this. Alright, red is right there. But again, if I move it down, it's going to go ahead and knock red out of the way. So we don't want that. So we're actually just going to turn the bottom. Alright, bring it down. There we go. We got blue and red. Alright, before blue comes orange, and orange is right here, so we'll just flip it down. And then the last one is green, and flip that down. Alright, now you really don't need to focus on having these aligned with the middle yet. The biggest thing is just making sure that this bottom layer is in the correct order. So we have orange, blue, red, and green. Once we have it all in the right order, just one simple turn, and now we're solved on the white cross. So it's just a little bit quicker than doing the flower method if you understand the color order. Flower just gives you the benefit of not really having to worry about putting everything in the right order. This will save you a little bit of time here to start with. Okay, part of this video is I also want to use this as an opportunity to show a little bit different cases that you may run into when it comes to solving the white corners. So just as an example, because again, ideally this is where the position we'd like the white to be in, but you might run into a situation where the white is actually face up. So if it's face up, then you're going to want to do something different than what I had mentioned before. So we'll go ahead and force one to be face up here just so you can get an idea of what I mean. Alright, so now because the white is facing up and the white is no longer on one of the sides, then we want the white to be on one of the sides so that we can go ahead and line up the colors and do the beginner method solving method. So when we run into this situation, it's a very easy fix. All I would do in this case, if it was on the left, I would just do the opposite of what I'm about to do. But since it's on the right, I'm just going to go right side up, turn that piece over here, and then bring it back down. That way I don't break the cross. And then now you can see, there it is. The white is now on the side, and now I can line orange to orange and go ahead and solve it. So just an example, if you run into a situation where you don't necessarily have the pieces oriented the way you need in order to solve the corners. Alright, now once you have the first two layers solved, another shortcut we can go ahead and do is what we would do in the case where we have the L in the top left corner. The last time I showed you, what we did is the rotation, we did right side up, top to the left, right side down, top to the right, and then that made the line case. So in this case, what we're going to actually do is we're going to go ahead and do one algorithm to actually solve the yellow cross without having to go through the line case. So when we have the L case, all we do is we go ahead and rotate the face clockwise, and instead of starting right side up, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do top to the left, now right side up, bring top back, right side down, and face counterclockwise. And there we go. There's your cross. Okay, now when you're focused on solving the center pieces here, the scenario I used in the original beginner's method is this situation, which is the most ideal. Because when you're trying to line these up, again, what you're going to run into is you should have two that will be solved, but the way it's going to be is either you're going to have two lined up next to each other like this, or you're going to have two across from each other. In this case, you have the two lined up next to each other, so in that case, one on the right, one on the back, and you do the algorithm that I mentioned before. Okay, so here's your example where you actually have the edges across from each other instead of being right next to each other. So you can see orange is solved, red is solved, but green and blue are opposite. So in that case, what we're going to do is we will go ahead and do the same algorithm we did where one's in the right and one's in the back, but we're going to do it while they're across from each other. We do right side up, top to the left. Again, we're following this pair. Right side down. Alright, bring the pair to the top left. Right side up. And then bring it all the way back and put it back in. Alright, and if you can see, now we actually have the case where you have one in front and one on the side. And what we're going to do is now we can go ahead and do the solve like the original way here. So again, we're following this pair. Right side up, top to the left, right side down. Bring this to the top left. Right side up, bring it all the way back and put it back in. And then one turn to the left, and now our centers are solved. Alright, now that we have all the centers solved, the next shortcut I'd like to show you is what I mentioned actually when I was doing my beginner method video here. I actually did not get a chance to show you the other algorithm that you'd run into in these situations here. So when it comes to trying to get these corners solved here, to get them in the right spots, again, the goal is to first find one that is in the right spot. Now, if you don't have one in the right spot already, then you just do the original algorithm once, and then that will automatically have at least one of these solved. But in this case, since we do have one in the correct spot, so we have red and blue and yellow, when we run into a situation where on the left side here, you actually have one of the colors that matches, but not both of them matching. So, you know, obviously this is green and that's blue, but orange and orange do match. When that's the case, instead of you starting on this face here, what you're actually going to do is go ahead and turn to the right side of the cube, and you're going to do an opposite algorithm from the other one that I mentioned. So what is that? In this case, what we're going to do is top to the right, left side up, top to the left, right side up, top to the right again, there's our white line, and top to the left, and there's our final white line. Bring it down. And since we did that algorithm, we only had to do it one time. This did get all the corners in the right spots, you can see. Alright, and here's the other example here where you have one corner in the right spot, and you can see that on the front left here that neither of these colors are matching what we're looking at here. So in that case, we do the original algorithm that I mentioned. You only have to do it once. So again, if one of the colors match, then you do the one on the right side that I just mentioned. When none of the colors match, then you keep on this same face, keep this in the front right, and you're going to do this algorithm, the original algorithm. Top to the left, right side up, top to the right, left side up, top to the left, there's our white line, right side down, top to the right, left side down with our other white line. And now, again, you have all the corners in the right spots. Okay, now the final shortcut I'm going to show you when it comes to the beginner's method is getting the yellows to go ahead and face down once you have all the corners in the right spot and we're ready to finally solve the cube. So, as I mentioned before, when you run into this scenario here, and again we're solving in this front right corner here, when we have the scenario where the yellow is facing us, the original algorithm, which is the right side up, top to the left, right side down, top to the right, we'd have to do that 4 times in order to be able to go ahead and solve this. Now, we actually have a different algorithm we can do where we only have to do it twice when yellow's facing us. So when yellow's on the right, then we would just do the original algorithm twice, and now when you have yellow facing you, you're going to do this algorithm twice. And it's the same thing we did for the yellow case when we were solving the yellow cross. So what we're going to do is top to the left, right side up, top to the right, right side down. Do it again, top to the left, right side up, top to the right. There it is. It just went in. All right, right side down. All right, and then again, whenever we're going to be solving these corners, we don't turn the cube to go to the next corner. We bring the next corner that we need to get resolved to the same corner that we started solving in. So right there. So again, this one's on the right, so we just do the original algorithm twice and we'll be solved. So right side up, top to the left, right side down, top to the right, right side up, top to the left, there you go, right side down, top to the right. And once again, we are solved. Okay, these are just different scenarios that you're going to run into when solving with the beginner's method, and hopefully this will help filling any gaps that I may have missed in my original video. And as always, please like and subscribe. It definitely encourages me to keep making more content. Thank you for watching.